upset with me saying, please, could you like maybe not.
First of all, I listened to the whole show and watched it. I mean, look, I was bombarded with compliments. So we all have our own audience.
Why don't you screenshot me a compliment every once in a while? Jesus Christ.
I send you the like any kind of comment that shows up on the social medias or on the show stuff. That's my responsibility to you. But I can't be sharing every time someone tells me I'm great to you because you'll just get upset. You don't want to hear how everyone tells me I'm great. You hate it when people tell me I'm great.
No, that's a fallacy. You think I hate it when people tell you that I'm great because you like to make every thought that I have.
Well, because everyone tells me I'm great.
Which is great. You are great. There are some caveats.
I don't know these caveats. I mean, your fans have caveats for me. Mm-hmm. Your fans have caveats for me. Mm-hmm. So my fans love you, by the way. I just want you to know that. Like every time
I'm aware.
Like everyone, all of my fans are like, oh, we really love Casey. We think that he's a real good guy.
He's a real stuttering, flailing, wallowing, CO2 emitting piece of friend.
What the listeners don't know, hello YouTube, is that we have been fighting for hours.
A week.
We're a little late, sorry, but we're here now. Look,
I think I'm happy. I feel like finally, I feel like we've somewhat at least gotten to a truce as opposed. I don't know, resolved. We'll see how this show goes, but I feel like we've gotten to a truce based off of one tiny screenshot.
Oh, she's ready for round two.
Ding. I gotta get out of this house too. This house is making my eyes. I am having the worst allergies in this house.
Yeah, I was gonna say you look like you're hungover. Why are your eyes so red?
Is it a parent?
Yeah. Oh, do they have pets?
No, I don't want to talk about online what my fears are that they have but it's not. I'm just, the allergies are bad, and as much clarity. I've taken my level of Claritin that I need to get out of the house.
Oh, you should take more.
No, I'm going to do this podcast and then we're going to leave. Actually, let me get eye drops really quick. But yeah, keep going.
Oh my God, listeners! Now we need you. What you need to understand is that we just had a knockdown drag out, and she yelled a whole lot. She was breathing a whole lot of oxygen, emitting a whole lot of CO2. And now look at her; she's a big allergic mess. Poor Casey Lai. Poor girl.
I'm in a house with kids, you know.
I was just making the listeners aware that prior to this, you were emitting a lot of CO2 and breathing and yelling and screaming. So whatever, you've ingested more of your allergens for sure.
I think we should take a poll of the audience and encourage them to be very honest about how we both act on this show. And see if they would be like, you know, maybe we would like maybe occasionally a moment where we can listen to one of you talk and then the other one talk.
So Casey is laboring under this delusion that you all want to hear more of what she says. And I keep telling her that no, that's not. But she just won't listen to me because she's hard-headed, that case.
Very hard-head. Supposed to soft heart, soft head Tony Soto over there.
Yeah, I'm just a walking, just gooey mess.
I'm not gonna not say you're not that. I'm just not gonna say anything else.
Well, listen, would you like to give the audience exactly what they don't pay for? All right, just remember that, audience. Just remember that. You don't fucking pay for a goddamn thing here. All right?
Yeah, I pay for it.
Oh, she does. You know what? But she does it so quietly that it's the
mostly I do. Because I've learned once you make a peep, you get hit and sent back into the corner.
That's right. Keep your mouth shut. Don't make me get the newspaper. All right. Are you ready? Do you want to do this show? All right. I'm going to give you a 3, 2.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gay Power Half Hour, the only gay podcast on the internet that is just like a Republican election for Speaker of the House, because we can quickly descend into chaos and personal animus with your leaders, Casey Lai and
I'm Speaker Pro Tem, Tony Soto.
There she is, our first Republican speaker, lady Speaker of the House.
Let me do it. Let me do it, Casey. Hi, Case.
Joe.
Welcome back.
Nice to be back.
Well, we didn't know if we were going to get here today, folks, but we did. We did. One thing I love about Casey and my relationship is it can be fiery, and then we go right back to work because we're professionals. We're professionals.
I agree with that statement. I feel very professional. We put out a professional product every day, every week, more or less. I was ready to not do one this week, I will say, after I slammed my computer down to...
She hung up on me, ladies and gentlemen.
With you.
She hung up on me. See, this is the one thing about arguing with white folks. They're going to give you the what for and the what have yous, and then they're going to hang up that phone. You know what I mean? Like that's the way it works. And listen, this is no shade to all you white folks. I love you. I love you. I love you. You don't pay my bills, but I love you. Yeah. I'm saying that's usually the order. It's usually then the unleash and then the bam. And as I'm sitting here, still actively listening, of course, but creating my retort because bitch is ready. It's just shut right off. Shut right off.
Well, I sometimes feel like the thing that needs to be said needs to be screamed into your face without a response, because otherwise you won't take in the no.
I just think that some people think they have to be loud to get me to agree, and it's still not gonna work.
No, I've learned there's no getting you to agree. But what I do appreciate about you is,
let me know.
Once you have scorched the earth in response to someone bringing up a note, for lack of a better term, you will then think about your charred friend on the other side and think, oh, I still like that person, and I would like to continue a relationship with that person. And we work to get back to that part.
Look, listen, Casey, listen to me, Casey. Let me tell you about a little bit about Tony Soto. All right, Tony Soto says controversial things that a whole lot of people like to hate hearing. And let me tell you about my week, because just so if we're going to lay it out there. So I am getting unwarranted conversations started in my DMs. I'm getting emails through my website letting me know who I am and what I am and what not. So here's the thing. I am not famous enough to give a fuck if you do not like me. I'm losing followers off the Instagram, and y'all know how hard I work to get to 5,000. And here I am, just enjoying my life, ignoring things and messages, getting my compliments from the people that are giving me the compliments. And here I am at my desk, just tapping, learning some Duolingo, trying to embrace my culture. And then what do I get? A note. And I was like, and out of the blue note, not a hello, Tony. How are you today? I hope your day is great. Hey, BT Dubs. No, that's not. That wasn't.
Well, let me just.
Can we just talk about what it was? It was a screenshot of a conversation you had with someone else, and that was just it. And I was like,
okay. But the note, for those of you who are interested, and I'm happy that we're doing this and putting it out to the air, because there is no more important issues in the world currently than the fight that Tony and I are having. and have been having for a week, everyone, because of one note screenshot, which was that someone agreed with something I had said to Tony the day before, which was that I sometimes feel like he talks over me on the show and doesn't let me finish certain points before moving on to other points, which was the note. We talk about it. You can believe it. You can not. You can say
which I agree to. Which I agree to. That
type of energy is the right type of energy for the show. Yeah,
but
agree.
All right.
No.
We had a long back and forth, and it ended with me being like, "Hey, I'm aware that I interrupted, and I will be more mindful of in the future." Is that untrue?
Yes, but first of all,
pre-screenshot. Pre-screenshot.
But first of all, you said no, and you sent me a picture of the audio file of the show, which you made very clear that you edit and I have nothing to do with it. And that somehow basically what is hilarious about this is the audio file is basically both of us talking the entire time with zero breaks in between. And so I was like, well, it kind of proves my point. But also, yes, I suppose we do talk a similar amount, but that was not what I was fully saying. What I was saying was I get interrupted when I'm making points. And then he also called me a stutterer and a waller.
Well, to be fair, we were... I love this.
Me too. This is actually very good. This is healthy for us.
To be fair, he had given me that note. And mind you, this conversation was going on for a while about the note. And then I said, well, if we're giving notes, and then she said, go for it.
Yeah.
And I said, if I did not have to wait for you to stutter through your point, I wouldn't feel so obligated to interrupt with my brilliant point.
Which is certainly one way to take a note. You know what I mean? Because, and I will say this, I am aware, I have always been someone who, when I'm thinking out through something that I'm trying to talk about, I do have a bit of a stuttering problem that way. And I know we're all very heightened about stutterers having brain damage because of Joe Biden.
Don't you make me an ableist in this situation.
I'm not making you an ableist. It's something that I have always been aware of and has been working at, like my comedy on stage is getting tighter for that reason, like I am aware that it does sound more professional when you're more concise. Tony is exceptionally concise and exceptionally good at making fully formed, not just paragraphs, rants off the cuff. And it is impressive. And I will admit, hard to keep up with sometimes. But sometimes I'm responding to those things in real time and I'm stuttering a little bit. You hear something you don't like, or you hear something that gives you a new thought, and you move right through what I was talking to something new sometimes, or going backwards. And so it for me is frustrating. For several people who agreed with me this week, not prompted even. I wasn't asking for anything. No.
A white person's always ready to give their opinions.
First of all, one other thing I wanted to say, well, I'll share that information at a different point. But and
I agree. I agree with all that. I agree with that. Listen, I was talking to one of my people who are team.
Also, I don't think we should be factionalizing the fans
you talked
of this
about
show.
A poll, so we're gonna talk about polls. My poll said, I was like, listen, here's the thing. I love Casey and I understand Casey, but Casey is a writer. Like, Casey does flawless stand-up because he writes hilarious jokes that he performs over and over again and works out. And he does it so flawlessly that he doesn't sound like he is rehearsed. And that is amazing. But she's a writer. I'm a talker. So the thing is like, I can't write to save my life, but goddamn it, I can talk circles around folks. And sometimes, being that Sagittarius that I am, when you find a weak spot, then you go through that weak spot.
Agreed.
And I apologize. And the thing is I'm mindful of that.
Well, I'm sorry you found a weak spot, and that's your co-host. But I
mean, listen, you said if I wanted someone to be nice, I wouldn't do this show. And if I wanted someone with a sturdy gait, I wouldn't have you as my co-host either.
Well, Tony was upset a little bit that this person might not have given them the note directly, but I let him know that I gave him this note 7 days ago. I screamed at him today because we were still fighting. I screamed at him today, and I've never screamed at, and I haven't screamed at anyone like that since I broke up from my 5-year-long relationship.
Oh, I definitely got some of Ben's. I definitely got some of Jeanette's. I definitely got
frustration at you. I got because.
Whoever pissed Casey off in the last 10 years, don't worry, he's fine now. I took it. It's frustrating to me again because I tried to be constructive and I think ultimately it was. But I understand. I think it's like, look, and you had mentioned this before, and I said that, as a person who is not used to, I don't get notes. People don't give me notes. And it's because I hear that I'm intimidating and people don't want to give me, I can't take that. And the thing is like, look, I'm happy to take a note, but you better let me know that's what I'm walking into. Like, I better not just walk into a room and get slapped with a fucking note.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, no, because like that's real fucking, that little element of surprise thing is a power grab, and that's what that is. So it's like, and I'm like, look, if you need to have the upper hand at the beginning, that's fine. I'm always going to find my way to the top of it, but I'm happy. It's because on your way back that we will meet in the middle at some point. You know what I mean? We will.
I agree with that, and note taken. I will not spring things on you, but you make a very strong case of saying the note that you're taking isn't your fault. It's just because I'm or other people are not good at doing their job of arguing and with you, and so if that person.
It sounds really good when you say it. It wouldn't
be an issue. So what I'm saying is, if your argument is fucking learn how to argue better, my argument is learn how to take a fucking note better, bitch. Okay.
All right. Well, see, and that's the thing too. It's got to be that a compromise because
peace. It's the only solution.
Yeah, you've taken up too much of my territory, bro, and you're not going to give me my land back, no matter what leader tells you to.
I am not Israel. You are Israel. I'm Palestine. I'm Hamas because I started it this time. Well, you're Israel. And there's no way to make Tony angrier. You've all been watching her this last week. There's no way to make her angrier than calling her Israel.
Nothing worse. No one wants to be called an apartheid oppressor. No one wants to hear that. Do we talk about the war? Should we talk about it? I know. Listen, the big news is that we're playing a who's who of who bombed a hospital recently.
Yeah.
That's
not a fun game.
Yeah, that's the newest game that we're playing out of Gaza right now. As of now, when we're recording, President Biden said that he's pretty sure that, he agrees that it wasn't Israel. Israel's saying, hey, we would have fucked you up way worse. Our bombs are a lot bigger. They're also blaming a different militant group. So all I know is there's 500 plus people dead. And that's going to be looked at as progress on Israel's side. So,
yeah, you're right. I don't really want to talk about this, but I do. My thing is like it's fucking terrible. If Israel did it, it is a giant war crime. But I'm willing to withhold. There's no incentive in my mind for Israel to do it. Except because it clearly already has in play. I mean, their embassies are going to be on fire in various countries around the world right now, like for sure. I just think if it was a mistake, then that's a terrible mistake. And that's why you don't fucking launch giant fucking missiles into fucking densely packed civilian populations, for sure. It's not good for you. I don't see any way that's good for them. So, and I'm not saying Hamas did it on purpose or Islamic the Islamic Jihad did it on purpose. If it was a mistake, that's the terrible result of war, trying to defend themselves from the bombs coming. But I'm willing to wait to make a decision on who did it until more facts come out.
Oh yeah, I'm not going either way on this, because I'm like, oh well, if now we're going to start caring about war crimes that Israel's committing, whether or not they did or not, this one, they've done plenty since the beginning of this 8-day, 9-day, whatever it is now, excursion that is the Israeli war. So yeah, the thing is like, this is going to be long running. This is going to be a conversation that we're going to be having, and we obviously have. This is a situation where you find two liberal-minded people who have stark different views on a certain topic. That, look. This is one thing that I want to apologize, because I did say that if I wanted to hear what you were spouting, I'd rather hear it from Rachel Maddow, and I know that was a little harsh, and it wasn't good. Heard that actually. And what's that?
I barely actually even heard that.
Oh, probably not. Not over those fits of rage, but but anyway. There's going to be more back and forth about this, but one thing we can both agree on is that the only solution at this point is a complete ceasefire. Mm-hmm. Because, and that would be even the smallest inkling of proof from an apartheid dictator that they actually cared about the civilians in Gaza.
Can I ask you a question? I know you are on this show at this point, Biden's biggest defender. Are you how do you feel about him going to Israel and like fully embracing Netanyahu and the country right now?
I'm not thrilled that Putin-Yahu's getting a hug from fucking Biden. No, I'm not thrilled with that. But I know that we are an imperialistic country who has done even worse to our indigenous population. We've eradicated full tribes. So we can't be on someone else's side. We have to, because it's our narrative too. So I get why he did it. I don't understand why he didn't still continue on to Georgia. If we're going to talk Jordan, if we're going to talk about bravery, but
they didn't want him there.
Oh wait, they canceled it, right? Jordan canceled it.
Yeah, I mean, they put it out as we had a conversation about it, but once that hospital got hit, Abbas pulled out. The Muslim Arab world was not gonna like talk with Biden, who is the biggest ally of Israel, and Biden just said we agreed not to, because that makes it seem like he had a say in it. He didn't. That's not a coward issue.
And I'm always uncomfortable when I see two old men hug. Well, that always creeps me out. Listen, but let's move on to. Can we move on?
Yeah, yeah, sure. I think that it's another. I mean, I don't want to take the side of the colonialists and the pressures in this, but my point is, my point is what I was making last time. It's like Biden is doing what he can Biden doesn't want this to escalate. Biden wants to see a two-state solution. Biden also needs the Israelis to know that America's on their side, because if the Israelis feel like America's not on their side, they're going to feel like no one's on their side, and they're going to do some really bad shit. So the best way to get Israel to fucking de-escalate is to make them feel like they're being supported by us from a diplomatic standpoint. I understand that. And I think that Biden is flying in, the only president to ever fly into active war zones that are not run by America is Joe Biden. And he does it, he's king empathy. And I think we need to give him credit instead of just calling him a lover of an apartheid oppressor, because it's about making the world better, and that's what Biden's trying to do.
All right. Well,
you don't agree with that?
No, because no, I do. No, I do. I think that Biden is playing all the cards that America has to play. Like, he is being an American president. Like, but we are supporting
many bad regimes in the world.
Exactly. And the thing is, it's like you can't, and if you can't like see like, okay, well, what's the difference between Ukraine and Palestine just on that front, just on like I don't know. Listen, I like I said, I don't have, my solution to this is that that Israel has to give up some land, like a good chunk of land. Like, I'm talking,
how much land?
They need to whatever it was when it was cool. All right, I'm cool with that.
What if that's before 19, what if that's before 1945? That's what's cool for some people, you know.
You know what? No one's always going to be happy, but the thing is, it's like, here's the thing: if people were uprooted from their legacy homes, then the same has to be done. If we're going, because people have to give it up, because if it's completely on the backs of pain on the Palestinians, I can't and won't support it. Okay. And I can't help but not roll my eyes at the folks that do, because it's like, I don't know, it's just like so easy to justify one mass murder from the other. So,
you know who benefits the most from this going on longer, though, is Vladimir Putin, because if the world,
he loves it. No one's talking about Ukraine.
Yeah.
No one's talking about Ukraine anymore. Like, that, I do you know what's going on over there?
This week, currently, my brain has been at capacity, unfortunately, I hate to say. Although I did see that Ukraine is now using new American-made missiles. So America, we love to be fighting everywhere for the oppressed or the oppressor, as long as they're using our rockets.
We have a brand and we love capitalism. So our fucking spray-painted emblems on these fucking foreign war grounds looks good for us, you know?
You know, I mean, I hate to belabor this point, but like I know you don't want to make it about leadership, and you're saying that Israel has been doing the same shit for 75 years, and America is bad all of the time. But like, you know, Biden, Obama, and Carter, I'm going to leave Clinton out of this because he had some wars, but like, they did a lot of de-escalating of the world, you know?
Oh, Carter was brilliant. Yeah, Carter is a very underestimated fucking president. Like, he did a lot of, it was just because he was a small man with soft hands.
But I even think, I mean, Biden, I don't think likes Benjamin Netanyahu, but he knows how he fucking works. And the Obamas just hated him. You know, the Obama administration just hated him and made them feel more isolated. And then Trump told him he could get away with whatever he wanted, you know? So that back-to-back wasn't great. But like, I just like, you know, leave room for the, who?
Who were they isolated from? Like,
who?
Is out here talking about like Israel felt more isolated.
During Obama hated Bibi so much, and that like the point. I'm not defending Benjamin Netanyahu at all. He's a bad person who has done terrible things and has led this country to the brink of absolute disaster. But like, because of the hatred that Obama had for him, like, the Jewish state has been under assault in their mind for 70 years. And as a result of that, they do shitty, terrible things. And
wow,
like,
that's how they react then.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, you know, it's trauma. This is a response to trauma. 100%.
Pushing out like decolonization, ethnic cleansing, genociding of a people.
Trauma begets trauma.
So the genocided can become the genociders.
I think you have to be empathetic to the trauma that led to Israeli state of mind to help them make better decisions.
I sure wish that we didn't fucking get our murder all of our indigenous people with diseases.
But that's not. You're making a different issue out of a thing.
But no, because the thing is, it's like I'm saying that we're fortunate that our indigenous people can't fight back because we eradicated them plenty. And the thing is, it's like what it comes down to is like these people think that they have a right to exist at the expense of a whole group of other people. So it's like I can't, in my head, I can't put that together to fit. And it's like, if you don't learn from mistakes of the past, if oppressors do, if the oppressed do then become the oppressors, and that's just the way history goes, and we have to somehow justify it, that seems like a fucked up thing that we have to fucking make peace with. Like, that's why I call it out. That's why it looks fucking weird. It looks fucking weird that we're like,
yeah. I agree. It's not a great look, but it is also like the reality of the situation. And I think trying to get the best outcome from a terrible situation is the role
that we turned a blind eye to for decades.
That's no blind eye. We allowed Israel to the last 20 years under Netanyahu have been really bad. They've gotten worse and worse and worse. So it's time for Israel to get fucking the next casualty needs to be fucking Benjamin Netanyahu and his fucking yahoos who are in his cabinet. Anyway, okay, I'm down to talk about our yahoos if you would like to talk about our yahoos now.
I would love to. I mean, like, look, we think it's bad over there. We have a fucking let's move to the House of Representatives, shall we?
Yahoo.
Where we still don't have a Speaker of the House. Jim Jordan has lost his second round of voting. You have George Santos running up and down the hallways, screaming at the top of her lungs, carrying someone's white baby. Get her. There's a brown person carrying a white baby.
Seriously. Did anyone get that white baby back?
Who
Do we know what happened to that white baby?
I need to know.
It's probably a staffer's white baby.
Truthfully, I thought it was like one of those babies they give teenage boys, so they can experience a baby, like like it's like a project baby.
On Love Island.
Yeah. I only saw the top of its little white peach pink head, so I didn't see any flailing arms because Mama Santos had that baby. She was shaking that baby. That baby was shook.
Yeah.
And then we have
how dare they? They're anti-Semitic. They shouldn't be in this building. They shouldn't be in this building, says the person who shouldn't be in the building.
Yeah. And she's, she's in all kinds of trouble. Like she's been indicted.
Yeah.
And we have Jim Jordan, who a painful amount of people voted for him to be speaker. It just leads me to think it's like. Who are we to tell anyone how to act at this moment in time? You know what I mean? Like the House of Representatives is a soap opera full of ugly people. It's like a British soap opera, but without the accents. You know what I mean? And I can't. It's why.
I prefer the British soap opera. I enjoy watching the Republican Party be as self-destructive as they are to themselves, as they have been to this country and everyone else. That being said, they need to get their shit together before.
But who are these 22? Like, who are these 22? Because the thing is like, I just like math, and like when Hakeem has the higher number, I'm like, oh, he should win. But I get it, politics. But like, who are these 22? Because first it was 20, then they added 2 more. Like, who are these people that disagree, and like, why do they disagree? And if they disagree because they disagree with his politics, well, then perhaps maybe we do work on a bipartisan thing and get Hakeem Jeffries in there and actually do some fucking governing.
There are, people who don't. No one on that side would vote for a Democrat, because it just would create chaos for them, and they would be killed by their people. But I think a lot of people, and this is like a somewhat welcoming fact, except for the fact it's like 6 people between us and full on dismantling of democracy. But there are a bunch of people who are very conservative who did like Jim Jordan because he promoted election denialism. And he was the number one insurgent in the House. And there are people who are even like, I kind of like him as a guy, but I'm not going to and will not ever vote for the guy who is undermining democratic elections in this country. And I think that's at least a somewhat tiny silver lining in all of this.
Yeah, but the thing is well, then fucking do the right thing and vote for the guy who has the more votes and fucking actually try to see if you can do a 2-seat. Because here's the thing. If governing is what Republicans want to do, they haven't been doing it. They've had control of the House forever and they've done nothing. And what they have done, they've sent and it's been fucking not approved through the Senate. Like nothing they're sending out is getting done because it's crap. It's all fucking crap. So, but if you are one of these Republicans who are like, I want to see actual movement, which I don't think they exist because if they were, then, some of those would fucking try to be striking a deal. I think this is the thing. It's like we praise Biden for all the bipartisan work that he was able to accomplish because that is an accomplishment. That's good. That means government is working. So like we just have one side of full of obstructionists and that's it. Like just full of obstructionists who have no interest in governing. So even if they do get a new speaker, they're still not going to do shit. They're going to pick up the impeachment. They're going to pick up all of this shit and fucking fuck our tax dollars.
It is very good for the world that Jim Jordan is not going to become the next Speaker of the House, but they still need someone. I think, honestly, the Democrats could come out with something on the flip side of all of this. And if they do, then, and whether it's some agreement that we just are not going to have a fucking government shutdown, debt ceiling cliff scenario, if that's the agreement, that's a big thing. And who knows, or we won't have anything and we'll be pushed off the cliff. Either way, it's as much as every Republican who you see give an interview afterwards and say, yeah, this is bad, but also the Democrats have to take their part of the responsibility because they keep voting against him too. It's like, this ain't the Democrats' fault, friends.
No, listen, and Israel needs more of our money. So we need a speaker in their staff because if they don't get more of our money, they can't kill more Palestinians. So can we talk about choose a side? Can we talk about Brittany's book, though? Can we talk about the important things, please?
I do have one question. How much time do we have?
Till the end of the show? 2 minutes and 36 seconds.
100%. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure we weren't at 56 minutes again.
What if we had 10 minutes? Would we could just do the whole thing?
We've never had 10 minutes left.
I just think that
we'll go 10 minutes over, but it never one time I've been like, how much time's left? Oh, we still need to figure out what to talk about. That's never been our issue.
Oh my God. Well, listen, we want to talk about the important issues, all that stuff before. Throw it out the window. Yeah. Not a thing.
No work has been done.
Britney Spears' book is coming out next Tuesday, y'all. And we're already getting snippets of it. First, one of the snippets is that she said acting in Crossroads stunted her growth. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to get the book. Next, we find out that she had an abortion with Justin Timberlake's baby at the same time when she was making Crossroads. I am going to get the book.
So do abortions stunt your growth?
I would imagine so. They're like, I don't know how they work, but they got to stunt something because they want them to be over, and we don't need our. My
one hope is that Brittany doesn't take a hard stance on who should win the next election. Other than that, I want to read everything about it because I do sometimes worry that she might have some unwanted political views. But other than that,
I want her to come out with knives, dancing in her gym, being like, Biden, yes, we can. Biden, he's our man. Yeah. But listen, I'm going to read that book, because she's smart enough to hire someone else to narrate it on the Audible. So it's not Brittany doing it. We don't need to hear her stutter through it. But I am
hate
excited.
Stutterers.
I do. I'm like, spit it out. Listen, I had a stutter for like a blink of a second, and my dad smacked the back of my head so hard that I stopped stuttering.
Well, come on, next time we see each other, you hit me in the back of the head.
You got one coming for you. Oh, you got a couple of smacks coming. But I'm just saying, listen. You knew after what Justin did to Janet, I hope that this book stings him. I hope it stings him a little bit because he was a prick to Brittany and then he was a prick to Janet. So I'm all for taking a little wind out of this because I know, he's trying to do that he joined his little group again after he was like, I'm never doing that group again because I'm a solo artist.
Yeah, he aborted NSYNC too. He's a fucking he loves to kill kids.
I need to get you out of your house. You
see my eyes are. I wanted to have an opinion, and I made it half an hour. But honestly, I'm crying.
I've watched you get progressively worse. So do you notice that I've kept it to myself because I'm a good friend?
I appreciate that, and I just want to say, Tony, over the last 9 years, I've watched you get progressively worse too. So it's really been a pleasure to finish this show with you. I have nothing but the most wonderful feelings. You can see me this weekend. I'll be at the Punchline in San Francisco all weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I'll be at the Showcase on Sunday. 2 shows, Friday and Saturday, no less. So come on down to those, and you can see me at Drunk on Stage in Los Angeles on Tuesday of the coming week, and then at Chatterbox in Covina on Sunday the 29th. Spooky scary.
We'll all be reading Brittany's book on Tuesday, just so you know. We'll all be very busy with Brittany's book.
What I would like you to do is bring your book to the show and put your headphones in and at least watch while you're reading. Brittany's book. Honestly,
if you guys live in Los Angeles or in the Los Angeles area, Drunk on Stage is a fun little show. It's in the back of Akbar. Super cute. You can, see really good comics. It's a good show. Social media? I don't want to interrupt. No. Oh,
sure. No, Instagram, Casey Lay, Lay. You can find me there.
She loves the Insta.
Hurry, I'm dying.
Oh yeah. Hey guys, if y'all enjoy me, if you want to see what I'm doing at drag, it's Tony Soto Productions on Instagram. If you want to see what I'm doing on just social medias, it's the Tony Soto Show on Instagram and TikTok. Feel free to drop in my DMs, but not with a note. Truthfully, don't give me a note, because if you DM me and you want to have an argument, I'm very happy to have it.
We will have the argument. And I believe me, he argues dirty. So
because I don't ever fucking get into your DMs telling you about your fucking thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, loser, start your own podcast if you want to have an opinion and have Tony have an opinion on it. Okay.
Yeah, losers.
Yeah.
Fucking, you think that's shocking? You just wait. All right, guys. Until next week. It is amazing how patient he is with me. Until next week, everybody. Goodbye.
I'm right.